their lovely crew. We want to quickly give a shout out to the Forge. We appreciate the usage of service. If you need to host Foundry, be sure to check out the let's check in lovely. See what's going on. Without further ado, how's it going?
Oh, things have been great. I've got more work. Oh, I've survived. I've got more work in front of me for freelance writing than I'm quite sure what to do with. Which is a good position to be in as self-employed. You know, I've got more than I can handle right now.
I don't have to look for work.
But it's also stuff without deadlines. So it's not like I have to like jump on it and crack down to get it done.
Nice.
I want to say the one piece of work that I've got to do that's got deadline is like late March. So not a big deal. Plenty of time to get that done while still doing the other stuff. PAX Unplugged last weekend was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I had a great time. I look forward to going to Origins in June. I'm going to have a blast doing that one as well. But, sorry I couldn't be here, guys, but, you know, being able to sit down with Pondsmith and talk to him about how this game was set up and initially done was the absolute highlight of my con. That was... I wish that I had known that he was going to be there. I would have dug out and drug books with me from his original stuff to sign, which he would have gladly done, but I just didn't have them with me. That I was the only part of it that I was annoyed by, that I didn't know he was going to be there to be able to sign stuff. The best line out of him the entire time was when towards the end of the conversation I had with him, I asked him for his opinion on how ChatGPT was doing things, and he was just like, look, man, I've been writing about this shit for 40 years. I'm in my 70s. I'm really, truly hoping that I'm dead before that shit really gets loose. That'll be your problem.
Yeah.
Beyond that, doing a ton of Zomboid again. My current CDDA run is both my personal best for length of time survived, and as of today, personal best for number of zombies killed, both in that mode and any other. So
nice.
Yeah, Chet's been crushed.
Yeah. Oh, and now that I say that, I'm certain I'll probably die within the next week. That's just how that ends up working. It's Zomboid.
Always.
But I'm going to try not to have that.
Yep.
Apparently, I'm somehow responsible for Ajo's van, even though I wasn't driving it and wasn't present last week, according to Table Nights when I talked to him about it. So we're going to need to get that fixed. Yeah, it's fair. It's fair, right. He also said, well, yeah, you're the only one in the group that I actually trust as far as a character because of that. So, of course it's your fault. Fucking great.
All right, Harlan, now you'll just make another add you on here. Let's use the chopper on you. I trusted you with my van.
Hey, I keep saying what we need to do now is we need to just find some little, nomad for hire to promise him Ajo's van, and then we just need to make sure he gets killed in the process of something that we're doing later so we don't have to pay out on him. That won't cause a humanity loss, right?
No, sure. I'm sure everything will be fine.
Yeah, but beyond that, I've been looking forward to tonight. Haven't got a chance to play in a couple of weeks, which is always makes me kind of twitchy.
I feel you there, man. I feel you there. Well, Azrael, you've not been streaming a lot, but what's going on?
No, I haven't. Actually,
running or suffering the Starfield?
Say one more time.
Did you plan on getting back into it, or are you just suffering the issue of
At some
Starfield?
point. I mean, I actually haven't played Starfield a whole lot the last week. I know, right? It sucks. Trying to think of what I've been doing. I know that I do my daily. So I do my daily MMO, daily quests little run. It takes me 15 minutes every morning. I literally get up, I come downstairs right before I go to work, and I sign into my MMO, and I just do my daily quests and sign back out and jump into work. No, it's mainly been I'm fucking tired and I'm going to bed because I'm an old fucking man and I'm going to bed. No, but I try to. I have lots of people that are very entertaining that I watch. And I watch DM play Darktide and Humanit Z and Wukong, and I watch Matt with his singing, and I watch Nuts play his Zomboid, and I just really enjoy being entertained by all these people and Jarl's streams and all these other people that just give me quote unquote free entertainment. So I'm perfectly happy being an old man that is entertained by watching other people play awesome video games, whether they fail at them or are extremely good at them. So that's mainly my thing, but I really want to try to get back into it. I mean, that's why I'm in that what is it, the content creator server where we have like the collaboration between everybody. I'm trying to get in there, and earlier today I saw that Jarl was on like the co-op Medieval Dynasty, and I kind of wanted to jump in, but IRL got a little hectic, so that wasn't really a thing. But I'm really looking forward to co-op Medieval Dynasty.
It'd be fun one.
Now I will
Glad they
say
finally got it on.
that I don't know how many of you played or play No Man's Sky, but Light No Fire is going to be the shit. It's going to be great. It's No Man's Sky.
They're going to release it in the same state that they did No Man's Sky?
No. It better not.
No. No, they will not. I'm pretty sure that Sean and Hello Games have learned their lesson from the first.
I won't believe it till I see it.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, like this. So if you watch the trailer that they showed on the Game Awards, everything in there was in engine. Obviously, like they can do demos however they want, but it looks really good. It's all procedural. It's
Peter Molyneux lied to us right to the face.
Yeah. Oh, Peter Molyneux. Oh man.
Yeah, I saw that, but at the same time, it's like there's no guarantee how accurate that is, right? Like, I mean, they did that with the previous one too.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to fault them. I'm hoping they don't. But in this day and age, with how we've had so many companies botch releases, I'm not confident in any of them anymore.
That's why I don't pre-order anything anymore at all. I wait till it comes out, and I know for certain that it works before I'm going to spend my money on it.
Yeah.
What?
Spider-Man!
Jesus. Hang on one second.
There's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man! You have
Children,
kids.
This is how this
kids,
works.
You know. Yep.
he's bringing attention to the fact. I love it. That is brilliant.
Yeah, that was great.
Well, at least it wasn't like a bloody murder scream and something breaking. That's the one that's
Oh,
always the
happen.
terrifying. Watching my buddy Denny's son Vincent decide I'm gonna pull the drawers out on my dresser, and then I'm gonna climb them until the whole thing started tipping over on him when he was like 5 was that was jump up, lunge across the room to catch the kid and drag him out from way underneath the dresser before he broke both his fucking legs.
His fridge antics were something else.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, not a problem.
We were talking about our experiences with rearing children as well.
Hey, keep in mind, Azrael, at least you don't have, like, my buddy Danny has this at home, this piece of Legos that's like just like 5 or 6 pieces of Legos stuck together, but they're like melted and twisted because he woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning one day smelling something funky in his house to find his 4-year-old standing in front of the stove, having thrown the Legos in there, climbed up on top of it and turned it on. This close to burning their fucking house down. And he's still got those Legos, which, by the way, all melted and twisted as they are, still pop apart and will pop back together like they are for regular Legos. Yeah, it was shortly thereafter for that.
He would take the egg carton out of the fridge and then one by one just hurl the eggs into the back of the fridge.
Oh boy.
Splatter paint the back of the fridge with the eggs.
Yeah.
It was a terror.
Yeah, I probably
might be broken limbs after that.
Turned off the camera. So I honestly, I was just afraid that like they were gonna come in with like nothing. That was my main fear, but yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes.
Good.
All right. There's a reason I like that my desk is higher, kind of aimed at the wall, because then it's over there.
Hey, you know, that's something that I don't have to worry about anymore. At least I better not have to worry about it. My son's living in my house.
You know what would
still,
be hilarious if you said that and they literally
23
in there for you.
They better not be wandering in here butt ass naked. I will have all kinds of problems with that.
Now I almost want to get them to do that.
Not likely.
No, because I know the reaction that would happen. All right, let's go over to Matt in the Hat. How are you doing, sir?
I am well, thank you. I have also been not streaming very much this week. I've got one probably coming up tomorrow, though. So that will be good. I have been instead trying to take some more time for myself in the last little while. I have issues coming up to the sort of festive period. I get some very serious mental health issues at this time of the year, fatigue and all sorts of things. And for about historically 3 weeks or so after Christmas social events have stopped, I have often just been in bed for 3 weeks after just recovering. So I've been insulating myself and preparing myself and just taking some downtime and playing games and stuff like that to just, you know, give myself more and more space because I know that this time of year I need it. And so, yeah, I just been doing that self-care.
Take care of yourself, man. That's important.
Yeah. So that's what I've been up to. I've got 2 more weeks of campaign left for one group. I've got one more session, so two sessions for that group, one more session for another group, one more session for the third group, and then I'm done. So I've got 4 sessions, and then I'm done for the year. So everything's coming up and everything's getting sorted with that, and that's really good. That's been very, very successful. I've had lots of cool ideas for what I'm going to be doing way down the track, because I've probably got another 18 months or so of this campaign to run before it's finished. But I've been thinking of doing all sorts of cool stuff. I've got lots of stuff on the horizon. I want to do a Lord of the Rings short campaign. I want to do a Diablo themed campaign and trying to decide what system I want to run that in. And I'm thinking right now that maybe I'll do like Call of Cthulhu with Diablo, because I think that would be super fun. So do like a hack of it. Yeah, so I got lots of stuff in my mind, a lot of stuff brewing, and I've also been trying to figure out, getting my head straight for 2024, because the first half of the year for my campaign, we're going to be doing a lot of like Tomb Raider, Indiana Jones style delving, and because most of my games are in person, I'm trying to figure out how the heck I'm going to represent all of the levels, like the three-dimensionality of all of that. And I'm still trying to work it out. It's gonna be tough. I'm not strong on art. I'm good with language and I'm good with music, but I'm not good necessarily with art and craft and things like that. So I'm sort of trying to get my head around how I want to do that. So if anyone's got any hints or tricks that are cost effective, because I am on very low income, that I could potentially employ for three-dimensionality in-person role-playing games, feel free to reach out and give me some hints and tricks, because I'm looking for everything I can get.
One of the tricks that I've done in the past is to find like a thrift store where you can buy the drawer out of a dresser, or find a dresser drawer that's not being used, and layer boards in it with pegs that you drill through so that you can put bottom level of the dungeon, next level of the dungeon, working your way down in through it as far as that goes with that. I've done that before in the past. That was a little bit more artsy craftsy than what I usually do, but it worked really well to be able to set up passageways that went from the first level all the way down to the third level, and then you take the pegs out the side and lift the 2 levels out above it so that you can not show what's there on the other levels back and forth. I mean, I had that dungeon was set up where you went from first to the bottom level first and then worked your way back up through the third and the second levels as you did it, just simply because that was the easiest way to design the diorama that I did for it.
Yeah.
That's one that I've done. It's fun, but it's a bunch of work to actually set up.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a good idea. Something to keep in mind. Thank you.
Well, cool, man. Good luck with it. Have a good time with it.
Yeah, that's me.
So, Alcott, anything for you?
I've been helping Table Knights and Mixed Nuts with the writing of the Rad Wasteland a little bit. Playing lots of games and found out that I have 2 half days left for the rest of the year, and then I'm off work on vacation. So we're playing lots of Rogue Trader and probably some Age of Wonders 4, and
Yeah, we got to get a co-op of that going.
hopefully some Vampire.
Yeah,
Of which
next Friday.
of which one are you saying, Nuts?
Age of Wonders 4.
Yeah. Oh, and hopefully we're going to do a co-op of Rogue Trader too. I think that might be fun.
Yes, I'm working on that one. I'm trying to remember Age of Wonders. Rings a bell. But I have so many things bouncing in my
they were
head.
the spiritual successor to Masters of Magic, which was the original like kind of Fantasy 4X. What InfoSec did back in
Okay,
93,
that's why I've seen
94.
yeah, which
Yeah.
actually just got remade last year.
Yeah.
It's
that's
kind
right.
of that mixed with Civ almost
Yeah,
a little bit, because
it's-
you've got
it. Yeah.
city or you got
It's
settlement
a
management,
Regions. Yeah.
and and then you go into grid-based combat for the
X-based in this case,
Hex-based.
but yeah,
X-based. Yeah.
because hexagons are the best guns.
As you mentioned for the Rogue Trader one, yes, I do want to get the multiplayer co-op planned with that with you guys if you're interested. Whoever's interested, up to 6 people.
The combat system is really fun, and I think there's, with as deep as you can build a character in that game, there's a lot of room to have 6 people who want to each master their own character and play on like the harder difficulties.
Yeah.
I think from a story perspective, it'll still be a more effective experience solo, but a multiplayer experience could be a lot of fun in combat.
Yeah. So let me know who's all interested.
Yeah.
Put a group together. Got the 2 of you. I got the 2 of you. So I know
Just
you
got to
two.
make
I
sure
don't-
it works in schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm flexible the rest of the year.
Right? I wish I was. I still got to work. Then I have to drive and take a break. Drive and drive more. So
I'm not
it'll be
doing
interesting.
anything as far as that goes except for one meal over this holiday season down at my dad's house. So
Well,
it's like
there you go.
an hour and a half drive one way. So I feel for you. I'm glad I'm not doing it.
If we could drive straight through, it would be a 24-hour drive.
Oof.
How far are you going, man?
Wait, what?
Exactly.
Jesus. You
Yep.
coming here? What's going on?
Matt, didn't I tell you? We're stopping by.
So,
Just swinging past. It's okay.
Just around the corner.
Yeah.
when I
What's
was
up,
in
Ezra?
college, I drove nonstop from my college in South Carolina to a college in Illinois, and that drive was 17 hours.
Yep.
And I only stopped for gas.
Yep.
I did a 22-hour solid drive from, it would have been western Montana all the way down through Utah and then back east across Nebraska and then back up to Sioux City, Iowa. I did it in 22 hours on top because I was going to be catching an international flight and I didn't want to miss it. So the last 4 hours of that were doing the touch and goes. I was just,
Dude, that sounds like
that was horrible. It was like
boring.
It was grueling.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
wants to drive across Nebraska unless they're doing it at night, so you don't have to look at it.
It was at night at least, but it was still exhausting.
I've driven across Nebraska many times. I never want to do it during the day ever again. It's nothing but flat. It's nothing but like cornfields and cow pastures. That's all there is there.
And then back.
Biggest issue for the trip for me is that I have 2 younger kids and a pregnant wife. So the trip's going to be interesting.
You're going to be stopping to pee like every 6 minutes.
We'll see. I hope not, but we'll see.
Get them all cathetered.
Oh yeah, that'll go over well.
This bottle.
I'll let you suggest that one to your wife and see what she says to you.
I know Malkoff's wife. She would just give him a look like that's never going to happen.
Yep. So, well, gents,
What kind of horror did you guys leave me in? Because I didn't get a chance to actually watch the VOD.
No horror at all.
I think now's a good time.
We're-
Comment on what he missed, and allow our lovely viewers participate in the recap in hearing what transpired.
Well, we made our way to the edge of the city. Decided we'd check out the railroad crossing area, and discovered that there were some unfriendlies who were eyeballing the van. We decided to get out of there, and Blackstone decided that in our expedient escape that he would just plow straight through some poor fucker's home and obliterate it, and then slam us into the front of a defunct supermarket or shop or something and obliterate the front of the car. And then we had to kill a few locals who wanted to get a little froggy with us.
There were 3 accidents, weren't there?
I only remember
Yes.
the 2. Maybe I was traumatized.
That's real
after
driving
that.
and hitting 2 things.
So
Yeah. So yeah, 3.
So I ran straight through the dude's trailer.
Yep.
Definitely, because then he came after us with an SMG. And the second time I hit a car because I was looking behind me because I didn't want to get shot. I was trying to protect Ajo's van from getting shot. The third time I was recovering from smacking my head, and that was whenever I ran into the grocery store. Full, like, there was only like this much hanging out of the grocery store.
For the back of the van?
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that these were the result of very poor dice rolls, not very poor choices.
Yes.
I mean, it depends on what
At
you
least
say.
one of them.
Poor
At least
dice
one
rolls.
of them, I just rolled because I was trying to pull an Ajo, and I didn't do it very well.
I believe it was like a net of like 3 and then like a minus on one.
Yeah. Yep.
I recall they're both ones.
Mhm.
Yeah, one was a 1. Like
Yep.
it was a 1 and a 10. So the actual result was a 1.
Still be in here.
Result was negative.
And then the other one was a 7, a 1 and a 9. So yeah, just
All of the wrecks were ones.
yeah.
And then I threw the keys at Stitcher and said, "Here, I'm done."
Now,
Done.
I will say, for everyone who hasn't been in the whole campaign, right? Our dear friend Blackstone does not have bad skills in driving. He just sucks at it. Because he can never roll well on
I
driving.
do roll well in combat.
I said in driving. Every time you've driven in this campaign.
Yeah, I've rolled bad. I've rolled terribly. I don't know. Don't ever give me keys. I don't want keys.
You're cursed.
I am.
Well,
I don't
and that's
want
the
keys
thing, like,
anymore.
it's not like he has bad skills in it. He
I
actually
don't-
has, like, I think the best or the second best in the
Yep, I
whole
do.
group.
Yep.
Yep.
But whenever he rolls for driving, he doesn't get above a 3.
I shit the bed every time. It's awful. Anyway, that's where we are. We killed some people, scared some off, and now we're here.
Mhm.
So basically, I just posted this. This is what ended up happening.
Stitcher's got the keys.
It's in the
Yeah, pretty
Discord.
much. Yeah. Yep. That's about right. I am Jason Momoa. I am Jason Momoa. I am not Rob Schneider. I am Jason Momoa.
You want to
Tell
drive,
my
used-
wife that. My wife wants to know that I'm Jason Momoa.
but your rolls say you're someone else.
Oh my god, my rolls say that I'm like just what's the dude? So not James Gunn, but is it Sean Gunn? The dude in Guardians of the Galaxy, the backup guy.
Oh,
Damn. Anyway, I know which one I'm talking about, and yes, I'm very much like that guy. I'm gonna try and find. Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah,
So-
that has been Azriel's experience with having Blackstone drive. Is every single time his skills don't match up what the rules have him do. Because based on his actual abilities, skill, he should be
a
decent.
driver.
But he can't roll above a 3 for driving.
Hey, you notice the nickname on my character? It's Deuces for a reason, because that was all I rolled for one whole session.
Yeah.
I posted the picture in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
That is the fun that has happened, Harlan.
Yeah, fun with
So,
the capital FU.
Do we have fun with the capital FU? Yeah, I get it. Do we have what we need to actually be able to fix the van, or are we gonna have to scrounge parts?
I got my tech hand.
He has tech
got that
tools and a
printer?
3D printer.
Mhm.
High-tech 3D
Do
printer
it.
that allows you
I
to
can do it.
do crazy things, since you guys spent a large portion of your wealth
Let's do crazy things.
to acquire it. You have a miniature workshop allowing tech use to use, upgrade, and fabricate
Yeah.
anywhere as long as they have tech tool. He has his hand, so
Yep.
Pretty
I'm
good.
going to. I'm gonna roll
Upgrade
the
and
try
fabricate.
to,
Workshop.
I roll to try to repair the van really well.
Would you say, Nuts?
I said mobile fabrication workshop. Got it.
Yep.
Forgot
Which
about
is-
that.
Pretty cool.
I am a mobile fabrication workshop for sure. Don't forget to reset your luck.
I'm okay if you don't.
I know you are. Oh, hell yeah. That'll do. That'll do.
31. Land vehicle tech. So you finally have the smoke clear. Breathe a sigh of relief. Get back to fixing it. You're able to get it up and running. As the sun has now set. Shadow,
I'm not driving this thing.
Jade, I'm sure you are familiar, being a solo, that nighttime nothing bad ever happens. Especially when people have seen you have something of good value.
No, I'm just waiting for him to show up so we can start shooting.
Like a 34,000 eddy vehicle.
We need to disguise this to look like a POS.
I can do it.
Keep in mind, any running vehicle is worth at least a few thousand eddies. And, you know, at least tens of thousands of eddies, if not in the 20s.
All right. Well, then there is really no disguising it unless we're going to make, like... Well, could we fabricate something up that makes it look like it's, you know, belching smoke like the smoker's van? So they think it's like a fucking gasoline van that nobody actually wants?
Do you have a smoke grenade?
I don't know if that's going to work. I don't want you setting that off inside the van. Dime wants it from that grin.
I never try to have bad things happen to your bad choices.
Uh-huh. Mistakes were made.
Mistakes are made every single session.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course.
So... I think that, like, I mean, what's a 31 get me? I mean, like a 31, can't I like have fun with like making it look like
it means you fixed it before the whole gang shows up to assault the base.
Okay.
So,
all right, so it runs.
You got it fixed quicker.
So it's running.
So
yes.
Do we drive to get the hell out of here and have
Yes.
them running and gunning on us on the van? Or do we park the van here and blow the fuck out of the rest of their gang? Hey, I'm asking for a tactical assessment at that point because the thing is right now, if you look left, you look right, I don't see a Stitcher to drive the van, and that means that you're going to be the one doing it.
I am going to be driving, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. So let's grab some tactics really quick. A 15. Let's see.
Not great, not bad.
Yeah,
15 would tell you that, you know, talk with your solo, he'll probably confirm it. Fighting's probably the not best option, typically.
Hey, we agree.
We could get over one.
Something about wounds and healing, it takes time, and you don't exactly have time as a friend, right? Since you're trying to get this thing planned of dealing with a combat train, you probably need to figure out where it is and figure out how to deal with it instead of missing it and then have to try to go hunt it down.
Are we healing? I'm the only one that's hurt, so I want to know.
Looks like
Until
everybody's lightly wounded but myself and Shade, according to the tabletop.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I'm tending to agree with Shade that we should probably not fight. We should probably pack up and leave.
Jade is an experienced mercenary. I think he would understand the whole better to clear them than get shot.
How many do we have to clear?
I'm gonna bring up a driving tutorial on my agent and start reading aloud till I get smacked for it. I'm then gonna start laughing because that's exactly who Harlan is. He's an asshole.
And I smack the agent out of your hands, and you're not equipped to like drive this thing.
Oh no, I've always had driver
skills, even though I have unfortunately had several aneurysms earlier. I'm the skilled one here.
Technically, if it had been required, there is an attachment for so you can get that can allow you to neural network connection in. Mentally control it.
Yeah, you need interface plugs though.
You have party members with that.
Like,
there are two people in the party with that.
Or yeah, I was gonna say Zid, but let's see. If Zid controls it with his head, does it improve his driving ability?
Have to look at the upgrade. You'd have to get the upgrade and install it.
Pretty sure it gives a bonus.
Well, either way, we don't have time for that right now. So
Yeah.
Blackstone, make your check and please roll better.
Yeah. So are we going to seek out the people that we need to clear out, or am I exiting the city?
Well,
I want to
We
see.
don't know for sure.
What's the state of the front of the building?
It's wide open because other than the items you put there as a bit of a barricade, it's wide open.
No. I mean enemies. Are there any enemies in sight?
Oh, you don't see them yet. You do hear some commotion of nightlife starting up down the way.
How far away? So I know that we were like a block or two away from the slums. Were we going in the direction of the train station, or were we going away?
No, we're on our way out. We're
on our way
literally like 2 or 3 blocks from getting out again.
Okay. Okay. All right.
'Cause-
Do we want to continue that?
Yeah, we want to get out.
Okay. Let's do it.
We want to come back on foot.
Hey, it's not a 1.
You rolled above a 3, dude.
Yeah.
Everyone, hold your breath. You rolled above a 3.
Without luck.
No, you rolled above a 3 is the point.
No, I know.
Whether using luck or not, you rolled above a 3. You've not rolled above a 3 the whole campaign for driving.
You're getting better.
Sid has laid himself down and strapped himself in.
I'm taking my normal position in the van. Shotgun.
What, shotgun?
I'm the only one with a shotgun. I mean, this
It's a
is
shotgun.
Unless, of course, we feel the need to put grenade launcher in that position, which not yet.
Well, Zid already said he kind of went to the back and used
He's
two
laying down in the
seatbelts
back.
to strap himself in because he's like, mm-mm.
I mean, I can imagine Malkov's got his AR with him.
Yeah.
If there's that like convenient place between seats, between a front and back seat, I've doubled myself over and just braced down there, so that there's nowhere really to go except for up.
Essentially a brace for impact position.
I was gonna say it sounds like you've assumed the crash position.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, the crash position. You mean the one where you place your head between your legs to kiss your ass goodbye?
Much.
That's the nuke position.
I mean,
Oh man.
like, have some faith.
I'm still on shotgun.
What's his name? Dutch from Red Dead Redemption. He's like, have some goddamn faith.
You'll need to earn that faith.
Hold on. I'm gonna say it flat out. He said that so many times, and not once was it justified throughout that entire game.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Not
I was
once.
I don't know that you really want to use that as your example.
Good example.
I think that's
70% of that game could have been solved right off the bat by, here, this is Micah. Oh, blam, done.
yeah. Hey, look, this is Micah. This is Dutch. Here's a grenade for the two of them.
So,
oh, the game instantly got better. Everyone's lives got better. They didn't get themselves all killed.
such a good game, though.
All right. Driving out.
Again.
Do we clear the block?
I'm listening.
Yeah, that's fine.
What?
I was just wondering if we cleared the block.
Did you clear the block? Let's see.
Or did we get out of the slums? That's a better way to put it.
You don't do it exceptionally, but you don't get in an accident. You're able to navigate and get out.
Okay. You were about to make me upset. You almost took my best roll of the entire. How long have we been doing it? 9 months? 9 months we've been doing this, and this is the first time that I've gotten anything higher than a 3 on driving. You almost.
Hey, you got the bare minimum to get out.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking 13 is the minimum to actually get out successfusly.
Okay.
Because it is dark.
Hey, Blackstone, did you open your eyes this time?
Oh, you fucking Aussie. Yes, brother, my eyes were open this time. I'm sorry that I wrecked Ajo's van. Can we please get over it now? We are out of the slums. You can wait. You can get up. You can sit in your seat. You can look out the window. It's okay. We're out. Breathe.
You now notice you have missed messages on your agent from someone contacting you, trying to figure out where you are because you've not been in contact with them. You know, the Nomad group that you just said to scat out the other side and you've ignored the whole time you've been here? For the whole day?
Oh. Hello?
Damn it, Harlan! You're the
This
one
is
that's
my job.
checking this shit.
Where have you been? You said to check out the site and you don't even contacted us back. What's going on?
We had a minor car accident. Had to clear a building off the van and fix it. How's your side going?
What you have driving that thing, an idiot?
Yes.
Yeah, you can say yes. It's fine. You can say yes.
I'm not going to answer that question, but yes. The van's fine now. What's going on?
We scouted out. You said we were going to meet back up and head to the Nomad camp. We've been trying to reach you, figure out if we're heading back to the camp or what.
Yeah,
we're about to head there without you. And assume you're all dead.
No, we're fine. We're fine. We just, building on top of van kind of cuts out signal. We'll meet you shortly.
Yeah. All right. We'll meet up with you on the, excuse me, the northeast corner where we agreed to meet up.
All right, bye. Quick. You said something about the north, where we were set before.
I mean, we would have been there sooner if I hadn't, lost all ability to drive. My hand was all wonky. I swear Stitcher, fixed it, but, it's still a little glitchy, and...
Blame it on Stitcher.
It decided it just yanked.
It's easy to blame the people that are not here. How many times did I get blamed last week?
Surprisingly not. Not at all, surprisingly.
Oh, good. Now, does he need to roll a deception check for that?
No. Actually, because, you forget. He was the one driving into everything, so it was very clear whose fault it was.
So...
There's no ambiguity there.
Yeah.
Right.
Did we find out where the combat train actually is via what we were doing?
No, we have not.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hopefully the other
you
side
scouted
had better
out.
luck.
You scouted out the route into the city and a train depot, as well as on the south side. You didn't look at it because you decided to bypass it, but north side here, you found a place where you think you want to divert it to is a dead end, so that you can assault it there. That was the goal of scouting out this area, was to find a route that you can route the train that it doesn't normally go. You can pin it in and they have to try to go back. And then you could technically blast the track and make it where they can't get out until the track is fixed. Yeah. So I think
Because
that was the
envious eyes of
intention,
the
was to
vehicle,
trap
we're
it.
probably going to have to go back in before.
That sounds a whole lot of not fun.
I would agree, but it's a whole lot of less fun. not having a vehicle to retreat to run away if we have to. How far out from where we're setting up on the side of the town that we're supposed to meet up is it on foot to get to this ambush point that we're talking about?
From where?
Well, we're supposed to be meeting up with the nomads.
Oh, yeah.
From there, I mean, do we want to make that whole trip on foot, or are we going to want to get closer to it and then stash the van somewhere?
You're supposed to meet up and head back to the nomad camp and report to the head of the camp.
Yeah. We need the resources. We need the trade resources before we can contact the river tribe.
Okay. Just making sure. So meet up with the nomads, back to the nomad camp.
Because it's now been what?
It's been like a week.
Yeah, it's been about a week since you've been gone. He's probably trying to wonder where you guys are at because it's supposed to be a quick trip.
Yeah.
And it's been, what, 3 extra days?
That's okay. 3 extra days is not a big deal. We've got precise information.
No, but I mean, it is legitimate where they would start getting concerned at about that point.
I mean, to be fair, we're bringing them a lot more information than they sought. That file that's sitting in Zid's head is looking mighty fine.
Absolutely. So they're not going to be mad.
If he decides to give it up.
We give up the paper maps that I found. We keep that gem for ourselves. That's worth a lot of money.
They're not going to be mad. They're concerned. You have their people and stuff, and they are like when you get back, they're going to be concerned if everything's okay, not mad at you. It's not a you failed to do your job. It's a did you guys run into smokers? Did something terrible happen?
Yeah, nanite rabies.
It's supposed to be a quick trip.
Nanite rabies. We ran into nanite rabies.
And you're going to have to explain that one to them because they're going to be like, what? So, you guys meet back up.
Good. Well, I was just saying, while we are en route for the trip, Harlan's going to compose basically the way to go ahead and give this information across to the to the nomads as to why this took so long, why it was justified, and why it shouldn't be a big deal. This is kind of my job.
You're putting the debrief together.
Yeah, basically, I'm setting up the debrief to be able to run through the story with them and just do it as quickly as possible with the maximum amount of information, minimal amount of time and argument.
Awesome. And I'm going to do my best to not wreck.
I suggest that when we get to where the nomads are, the ones that are with us, that you just follow them. Use their roles, follow them.
I will follow 2 car lengths behind them.
Yeah, so you guys are able to get back up with Click and follow him. They're like, wondering, God, you survived. You ready to head back to the camp?
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
They look at Adjo's van and like, noticeable grimace.
What was that for?
Looks like you took a good bit of a beating there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think
he's talking about when you rammed the building. And the
what?
trailer.
I don't know what you're talking about, Shade.
You forgot. You must have hit your head when you rammed into those 2 things.
Hey, Stitcher, do you have any cure for amnesia in your pack?
I'm gonna look at Click.
Blunt instrument.
I'm gonna look at Click and go, aren't you glad Adjo's in cryo storage for his nanite rabies so we don't have to explain this? Because he's gonna hold me responsible.
Good luck pulling a story together for that one.
Look, he fixed it though, so we're fine.
It works. It drives.
Works fine.
Nothing's broke. It's just not quite as pretty.
I'll fix it.
Yeah.
I will fix it.
I mean, it's not like talking about what we started with.
Let's go home.
All right. Well, I guess you can follow us.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, we figured since it's this late, we better get back to camp before drawing too much attention. So we figured we'd talk there and debrief instead of doing it out on the road.
Okay.
That's an excellent idea. Why didn't I think of that?
Probably because you hit your head.
Hold on.
Shut
hold
up,
on.
Shade.
I'm just gonna look over my shoulder over to you and kind of go. Sarcasm does not become you. Just drive. Okay. Just go, Click, go. We're behind you.
Fine.
He gets in the vehicle and starts driving.
How hard can it be?
I'm gonna look over at you, Blackstone, and say, remember, there are things that none of us will ever live down. You're gonna be. This is gonna be one of those things for you. You know that, right?
Well, whenever I save your ass,
You already have twice. It's not gonna stop me from giving you shit. That's what friends are about.
that's fair.
He still wants to dagger me, I can tell.
I look down at Nora and I just, it's okay. I know. He talked bad about me. It's okay. It's okay.
So, make it back to the note. Survive. Get a lot of looks of that vehicle seem better. And inquisitive looks of that Joe. And you've been gone a while.
Let's just go talk with the elder. I'm not going to try to explain to everyone. He can decide who needs to know and what's going to go on. I will acknowledge if somebody asks me directly where Ajo is, seeking medical treatment is the only answer I will give.
Yeah, they're not going to interrupt your progress to the Patriarch. And that's exactly where Click heads right when you guys get back. That's immediately where it goes.
So what do you want me to roll for passing this information along? Do you want me to use my media roll setup for that?
Yeah, that sounds good. Credibility is a good option. That actually fits really well.
Not the best die roll. My media roll is only a 4, so.
Right. It's typically the rollability checks aren't necessarily as high because they're specialized skill. But a lot of times they actually don't seem to make high from what I've seen.
I am also doing everything that I can, that unless I've been given specific permission by Zid on this trip, that I'm not giving up the information on the file that he found. I'm using the paper maps that I found.
Yeah. What's Zid's opinion? He agrees.
Paper maps.
He doesn't want to part.
Which,
It's a valuable commodity. I'm not selling it off for nothing. It's his commodity, not mine.
And we're potentially meeting with River Tribe soon, and we may need some bargaining chips, so holding it down for now.
Okay, cool.
So I will give the full layout, everything that goes along with it. I'm going to make the one and only question I'm going to ask is, did you guys know that the radio station that's broadcasting that's some lunatic cyberdoc out on his own in the middle of nowhere, basically?
Had a bit of run-in with him. He's an interesting sort, that is for sure.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew he was basically kind of wandering what is, I guess, technically your territory.
Yes, he's doesn't cause problems or interrupt our work. He kind of sticks to himself and does his thing. Always been hospitable. It's been very strange.
So we think we found a location. I'm going to point it out on the paper map. That would be the best bet to try to divert the train into and then blow the tracks behind.
Excellent. What is the... Do you know the route they'd be taking? What all details do you have?
Did we have that info?
You know the train track that they would... That's what you found with me.
Okay, and I will share the information that I have with paper map on that.
Of course,
this
it
is
doesn't
their
show
most
current
likely
location. But yeah, so he spreads it out and starts planning and stuff. Go and get some rest. We will see what we can find out, and we will discuss this in the morning, allowing you to have a decent night's rest, since it's actually no. At this point, it'd be closer to afternoon, but you all are exhausted. It's like you all look like you've seen some sleepless times, so get some rest, get some R&R. Let me see what we can pull together, and tomorrow morning, let's reconvene and give yourselves a chance to recover from this interesting ordeal.
Was there anything that when I shared the information on what's going on with the nanite rabies and Ajo, what's the reaction that I get from that?
Click backs you up on it, because he was there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, whoa, yeah, that's not something, that's okay. So, you see one of them, runs out to the radio tower and broadcasts to the other nomads about, watch out for
overly muscled cyber dogs.
You talking about her?
No, we're talking about the actual nanite rabies dog.
Oh, okay.
She is the rabbit nanite rabies dog, isn't she?
And she's really energetic and really strong and muscular. So maybe
that's what it is.
When everybody else turns to leave, I'm going to stay put and just say, "Can I have a moment of your time?"
What do you need, sir? What is your name?
Shade. Somebody important
Nice to meet you,
is
Shade.
being held by the smokers. I don't know where, and I don't know enough about the smokers. I was hoping that you might know or know somebody who could tell me.
Jot down his description, and I'll see what we can find out. It'll take some time to coordinate.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So they're going to look into that. Will you guys have a chance to have a few hours of downtime?
Harlan's going to actually take the time to clean up and then lapse into a coma.
Harlan's not bloody anymore and sweaty.
Nope.
And
Hey, is that shower still available? Can we spend money for that again?
there would be.
Blackstone's going to take some time to fix his hand so that it doesn't jerk around anymore.
I'll clean my weapons and then get sleep.
Okay. But yeah, this is a full-blown nomad camp where they have all the facilities you might require.
Lovely.
So, if you want a bath, you can get a bath, or not a bath, a shower. Bath would be too extravagant. You can get a shower, you can heal, get parts, you can try to go and barter for stuff if you need. Basically, this is a safe rest pit area where you guys have a chance to do any sort of activities you downtime while It's available.
What about? Do they have a clinic for upgrades?
They have a clinic, yes.
They have a Ripper Doc.
That's what the clinic is. It's a Ripper.
Okay.
That doesn't mean he has like a wide selection of cyberware.
Sure.
Yeah, but
all right. I'm gonna go over there and just get him to check me out.
okay.
So,
I don't think there's anything wrong with your cyberware. I think Stitcher managed to fix that just fine. I mean, there could possibly be any kind of repercussions from the homemade EMP device that they did to clear out the nanites. Not at all.
No.
Should be good.
I'm sure that, crazy rabbit nanite rabies didn't have a chance either to do.
The dog's got to go out, apparently. Better that than cleaning a mess up off the floor.
Yeah. Messes on floor. I've done it. Tired. Which is actually funny that he's saying Stitcher on that, because if you recall, Stitcher actually rolled really well. The reinstallation.
Well, I mean, the reinstallation is fine. It's whether or not the EMP device did actual damage to his devices in the process. It really doesn't matter how well you installed, the personal toaster if it only works on one slice after that.
Absolutely. It's just funny that he's saying he did it. That's what I was saying. Because you're right. A homemade EMP is a lot more likely to potentially have messed up the connections or something.
Other than that, I don't think we're doing much anything other than sleeping and getting up in the morning to figure out the debrief and such wise. I'm firmly of the opinion that whoever it is Shade's looking for, because we were present when what's her name from Danger Gals talked about the person. Yeah, I know I was present for that. I haven't really pried into it yet at all. That's just simply because I haven't felt the need to. Mm-hmm. But I'm fairly certain that if it's somebody of importance enough to the smokers, they're probably on that same fucking combat train, because that's their primary base of operations.
Yeah, Kay had asked him, heard about Ninder, and picked up by Smoker. So, who Ninder is or anything, you haven't heard a whole lot, except that it's obviously someone that Jade cares about. It's up to him how much he divulges on that.
Oh, yeah, so like the following morning, as we're sitting down to breakfast kibble, I'm just going to turn and look and go, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it that Ninder gets out alive?
11.
Okay. Hey, I'm just making sure where your priorities are at that point so that I can set mine accordingly. Which means for me, it's probably about a 7, with 11 being me getting out alive. It's a friend's friend. That puts it higher than average, but not as important as my own skin.
I want, Harlan, I want you or Shade to roll a d10.
Go ahead, Shade.
How do I just roll a single d10?
If you type down, yeah, the
You can
D10
do
at the
slash
bottom.
red d10. Or you can
Or
just
slash red
click the
D10.
d10 at the bottom.
Oops. I hit it twice, accidentally.
Yep.
Try it again with 1.
Yep. There we go.
Okay. Shade, now that you're sitting down looking at Harlan closer, something crosses your mind. Do you remember seeing a contract from some corpo to interrogate him a while? The contract then was closed, but you had seen it.
The talk did not go well.
So you've seen a few of them. This is a guy who keeps popping up with contracts on his head from corpos for interrogation and retrieval.
And then the contracts get closed?
In other words, someone took the contract and picked him up.
Or he convinced them to let him go.
Something, yeah.
Okay.
But you've seen the contract open a few times.
I won't mention anything.
You know, messing with corpos always goes well.
Yeah. They're so trustworthy.
This is a guy who obviously will mess with corpos.
I'm a media. That's my job. Shine a light on what the corporations are doing for all to see. You know? The fact that it's gotten the shit knocked out of me more times than I can count. And remember, I can only count to 4 at this point, so.
My character Shade would probably be sitting there thinking, that's probably why this guy's out here. Sick of getting hunted down.
Depends if you ask him.
No, I'm not asking him. I'm just, in my mind, making that assumption.
Yeah.
He's hiding.
It would be a very fun story for Shade to hear about.
It's not like I have any love for the corpos.
Oh, yeah.
They've never done me any favors.
I'm just curious how Shade would react to finding out the truth.
So following morning, call to the Patriarch.
Yep.
Let's go see what he has to say to us, guys. Or on what our plan should be.
Well, we found out where the train is and where it's directed to be heading. You are correct on the track. Thank you. Now we know its route. We don't know its precise location, but we have some people working on trying to get a better look on that. It's seen to the east and heading this way. Not here, of course, but along the track, this direction west. They have quite a few in it. Seems like they have quite a few armed men. Apparently, the Adacaldos has a mechanic working on a vehicle to try to use to assault the train, which is odd because most vehicles you're not going to want to drive them off-road that fast. As you know, that can be risky maneuver. He seems like he's heard something about the driving experience some of you had.
I'm going to pretend like I know nothing about what he's talking about. Or insinuating at.
Apparently they're making a vehicle that would be able to handle the off-road circumstances better. And allow us to board said train. You mentioned also getting it to divert to a location. Yes?
In motion? Boarding the train while it's in motion.
Apparently he's finding a way to make that happen, what I've heard. If you want to go speak with him, I can get you in contact with him.
I'm just picturing leaping from vehicle to train as a great way to lose a set of limbs underneath.
Apparently he has a big of a truck or something and has a boarding plank that's magnetic and is supposed to attach.
Well, that sounds only mildly less dangerous.
I don't
than
disagree.
Jumping.
I don't disagree. But
pretty doable.
If it works, it would definitely make it to where they're not expecting it. That's for sure.
So
if we could board without being noticed, and we could take out any immediate watch, we could just work our way through the train.
Do we know for a fact whether or not this train has outriders? Like they've got smokers' vehicles running along with them?
Unknown currently.
But I mean, if he's having to design a specialty vehicle to be able to get up to that speed to board, I doubt that these gasoline or diesel fueled vehicles are going to be capable of maintaining that speed for any length of time along that route, unless there are a lot more of these bastards than we thought.
That's a good point.
Damn it.
But one of those two is probably correct. Fortunately,
I'm going to go with hoping that my idea of them not being able to keep up with it is correct, and they're just depending on the armaments of the train to keep themselves safe, other than when they're pulling into whatever their own bases would be. But yeah, I would like to speak to the Aldecado. You said one second. I would like to speak to the avocados. Wait, that's not right. Avocados? How do you pronounce that?
Aldecado.
Okay.
The avocados are the green fruit. Aldecado is the other nomad tribe.
Well, any of them look like a green fruit at times?
No?
No sense of humor. No sense of humor. No, I would like to speak to them about maybe, because if he's designing a vehicle to board the train, or building one, maybe they know a little bit more about what's running alongside it, because he's got to know what the train is to be able to design something to board it.
That's why we thought that you might want to go and discuss it with him when I found out.
Yeah, definitely.
And if there's any sort of equipment or gear you think of that you need, let us know and we'll work on getting it procured.
Silencers. Because if we can get on notice, we can just stalk through the train.
I'm gonna point at the shotgun on my shoulder. This can be silenced?
You know, you could use a pistol. I saw one in the van.
No. I can't use a pistol. Kind of like Blackstone has issues with driving. Actually, more so, because I'm sure that Blackstone is still better at driving than I am handling a pistol. Shoulder arms. I need a shoulder arm that can be silenced.
You a silenced rifle.
So yeah, I mean, if they've got a shoulder arm that can be silenced, I will definitely take it.
So you'd like to have a silent shoulder arm and some silencers. Could you go ahead and let me know what size silencers you need? As you know, you can't just have a one-set-fit-all silencer. You kind of have to have it built for the proper caliber weapon.
I'm gonna look over at Zid and go, can a grenade launcher? No, a grenade launcher can't be silenced. Never mind. This stupid fucking question.
Boom. Can we quiet the boom? Can we make
Sid
it less
calls
of a boom?
out from being in the shower is like, no man, you can't silence a grenade, okay? Just let me wash, okay?
And I'm like eating in the tent. Like, is the food place near here?
Oh,
yeah.
Can I hear this shit from like the food place?
Probably.
Like I literally, like, you hear a like a, I don't know, like a fork or a spoon or whatever, like, drop, and you can audibly hear me, what the fuck?
I'll give a list of what arms that I know for certain are in the group that we're going to need silencers for. So we've got a Malorian Arms heavy pistol that needs a silencer. We've got they've already seen your gun. They know it's...
I can make these!
But if we can get them for free, because we're helping them, why would we want to waste our resources?
We don't want to waste our resources. I get it. Thank you.
More time. Do you want to stay here, Blackstone, and build these while everyone else goes and talks to someone?
No, I have to be there to back up with my gun.
The Malvalorian Arms.
I have to play tank.
what is it? The Sturg. What is the Sternmeyer assault rifle that I think because I was there when they ended up purchasing it. I know
Zid
exactly
has it. Yeah.
Yeah, the Zid has
Sternmeyer MO2 heavy rifle.
Yeah, silencer for that, and then
you mentioned that he's like, that might be tricky to get. I'll see what we can do.
And then I'm gonna
Those
look
are hard
over
to
at
silence.
then I'm gonna look over at Shade and say, standard AR. Or are you just running?
You can see it on my back.
So I'm gonna point.
I'll just hold up the pistol.
Those.
Hold it up.
Yep.
Plus, like I said, I need a rifle of some kind that I can shoulder arm that I can silence because the shotgun's not getting quiet.
It's true. It's a little bit hard to make quiet. They fairly distinct and large noise.
Sure.
If you need any other things, be sure to let me know, and we'll be working on getting those details. Will you go talk to the friend Dante Bancroft? Goes by the handle Mr. Fix. We will get that information of his location to you so you can talk with him.
Thank you.
And that is where we're going to take our quick 10-minute break. Just about the top of the hour. We're going to take a 10-minute break, let everyone do their bio break, get a drink. Be sure to join us to see the chat with back.
So Dante.
fun little laugh here about some stuff. Kick it back off and see what kind of chaos and mayhem these lovely fellows decide to create this evening. So, you were told about Mr. Bancroft being an individual who goes by the handle Mr. Fix, and that he is working on an off-roading vehicle to be able to board and assault this combat train. You're given his coordinates and head out that way. Anything else you guys want to do? Jump into that.
Do they have any of the gear that we were looking for available before we leave, or are we gonna have to pick that up after we come back?
They have any what?
The silencers or gear that we had requested.
Food.
They need to get it ordered in. Silencers and stuff, anything that's specialty like that. If it's some basic gear, they probably could have it. Okay. You could get it now, but silencers or other specialty gear, they're going to go and source for you.
Okay, no problem.
Those aren't sure. Like you don't typically have boxes of silencers laying around, right? So they're actually reaching out to their allies and sourcing it.
I'm not an arms dealer. I just assume that there's at least one of those at every, nomad camp.
There may be, but that doesn't mean they don't have to reach out to the arms dealer in the other nomad camp to get all of them that you need.
Did I get checked out for product?
You did. You said everything seems to be functional. It looks like your body and your cyberware have taken a bit of a beating. You might want some maintenance on them at some point, but they seem to be functional.
So
they seem like they're installed really well.
I was apparently lying to myself when I maybe I did hit my head a little too hard. I apologize, Stitcher.
Yes, you can heal 1 day's worth.
Whoop.
So that would be your body hit points back. You'd get 1 day of rest. Now, your rations for today have not been taken because you are partaking of the hospitality of the nomads since you're helping them out. Now, a lot of you decided that probably would be a good idea, even if Agio's not with us, to help out the nomads, because having nomads be friendly, not a bad idea since they actually control access to everything.
This is some damn good food. We should try and get more of it. I mean, kibble's okay. I can survive on kibble, but this is some damn good nomad food.
I've been punched in the nose enough times that I have no sense of smell, so food is cardboard.
You may not have a sense of smell, but does your tongue still work?
90% of your taste is in your sense of smell.
Well, what happened to that other 10%?
It's used to tasting blood.
If you're talking about kibble, it's not cardboard, it's crickets.
Crickets, mealworms.
Yep.
Depending on the city that you're in, maybe bits of people. I've got a story.
They won't tell you that. They won't tell you that, though.
No, they won't tell you that, but that's... They've known about this going back, 70, 80, 90 years. There's this movie with Charlton Heston in it. Soylent something or other.
Carlin.
What?
If I find a worm, or if I find a cricket, or
it's processed.
You hear crickets being talked
about. If I find that, I will give it to you. I have taste buds that function. I have olfactory senses that still function.
I grew up on corporate food, real food, things you probably don't even know what tastes like. I chose to give that shit up because those fuckers need to share it with everybody else, and they don't.
I'm not gonna give it up. I want food.
So now Harlan knows that Blackstone wants to be a corpo.
No, he just wants their food. There's a difference.
I grew up on corpo food because my parents were corpos. My parents were corpo middle management.
I know.
So I grew up on corpo food. I miss corpo food.
As long as you're willing to share it with the people who don't get it otherwise, I don't have a problem.
Hey, look at me. I grew up on corpo food. Look at all the great corpo food that I had. Hey.
You see sit over there with a bowl of crickets.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just going to add a little bit of, spite to my bowl of crickets.
I've got this itch on my face. Zid, I've got this itch on my face. Yes, I'm 12.
Really?
Won't be the only
Like
thing.
Have you
9.
considered this? Fuck you.
So,
As I'm sitting there eating kibble. Because I've grown up on it. All I've ever eaten.
Shade, you will be the first person that I share my food with.
Sid is going to see if they've got extra food supplies to purchase.
how low are we right now anyway?
Low.
I thought we picked up a bunch
Not
from
low on
that.
water.
We've got water.
It's the water, that's right.
And we got
You have 50 water and 15 food. So you can survive 3 days
3 days.
of food and 10 days with the water you have.
Why don't we match up so that we can do 10 and 10? Whatever that happens to be.
If they have it, yeah. Which would be 5 days worth of food. That's the only thing Zid is really interested in before he leaves. Like, he's just, yeah. Like, he's interested in the food, and he's interested in seeing, what if they've got any more developments on their plan, and if he would also remind them about his idea in regard to the river nomads, and to see whether any shipments will be leaving for the river nomads soon from either here or another place that they know.
On that,
Money
you
we
do
had in the stash anyway. I was wondering how much money we had left in the stash anyway.
Not much.
Not a lot.
Especially not after we buy food. We're down to dregs.
Zid, you do know you got a notice about your contact in Night City saying you can stop by for your payment.
Yeah, but we're not in Night City.
Right. So you have that. Harlan can probably get money when he gets to Night City, unless he wants to send his stories out from where he is now, which may or may not be beneficial.
Look, we're gonna be attacking a combat train. More than likely, there's gonna be something worth money on it. So
Hopefully, if we manage to do this right, we can kill off these smokers and take all of their fucking supplies too. But you're right, we definitely need some reserve before we head out. It's just not safe. I don't want to have to make the decision to pick my teeth around somebody else's cyberware if I'm eating them. Definitely not a lifestyle choice I want to have to make.
Harlan doesn't want to eat people?
Not if I can help it. Nobody here's rich.
he's not wrong.
So currently they can give you 15 units of food, and they can go out and try to get some more food back.
How much are they charging for the food?
Did you say give?
They did, because they're counting it as part of your payment for the work that you've rendered.
Excellent.
That's amazing.
Looks great.
So they have a bit of a tally going of what you're getting and giving, and going to, you basically are building goodwill with them that you're then expending. But it's not a bad currency to have, especially with nomads. Let's see.
Why do you think it was I tried to make...
Did you two have played Cyberpunk? What do you think about having nomads as allies?
Oh, they're always great people to have on your side. Terrible people to have pissed at you because then nobody delivers you supplies.
In my 2077 playthrough with my male V, Pan Am was my romance.
So all I know is that the people who bring me my food and the people who bring me my ammo and my water are not people I want to piss off. Just like in reality, don't irritate the people that you are having bring you your food or cook you your food. This is just plain stupid.
Don't bite the hand that feeds. Even though my dog nibbles at my hand all the time. You've seen it. Seen her do it.
So, how far out travel-wise are we going for this? If we got 15 units of food that they're just going to give us, that gives us more than enough to match up to our water. But we need to know the distance we're traveling back and forth to make sure that that's going to match.
Yeah. It's actually not far. And they're going to actually take you. So the van can get a checkup while they deliver you to your destination.
I'm sure Aja will appreciate that.
It's probably why they're doing it, because he's part of their nation.
So we're getting chauffeured.
Yes.
Did we do something really right? Like, I know we got them the information that they wanted, but did we do something extremely right?
Or extremely wrong?
We're getting paid in food. We're getting chauffeured. What did we do that was extremely helpful?
I think the chauffeured part was they don't want to see the kind of damage done to the van done again because it's against their inherent nature.
That's part of it. And also because it's off-road and it's an unknown location a bit, so they're trying to make sure, there's not problems.
They're not going to try to black bag me, are they?
No.
You have one bad fucking day behind the wheel, and it gets fucking held against you.
I had one bad day with posting stories, and I end up with 4 corporate goon squads out to get me. Bad days happen. Shit sucks. You take your lumps, you deal with it.
Jade, you hear Harlan say 4 Corpo hit squads, and that rings a bell of what you remember hearing about.
One bad day.
One of those bounties. You're like, that is him. Confirmation. Check. Okay.
Those bounties have been resolved, though. I took
they have.
Beating. I took my lumps. I redacted a couple of stories, and I reposted them under it. No, I said redacted.
Okay.
Meaning I eliminated certain names from them, but I still posted them.
What did you tell people?
But the
truth.
About what?
The web is forever.
Yeah, no shit. Let's see. The 2 major stories that got me the biggest issues: posting about Life Tech using people to make other people, using people as not so much parts, because that's been going on forever. I mean, transplant surgeries is something that the rich have been using to stay alive for a long time. But when they start using people as ingredients to make things to make people live longer, I have a problem with that.
And
they had a problem with me telling about that.
Because, we had to break him out of the complex that we were trapped in.
Yeah, I ended up in a fucking cryopod that I probably would have rotted in for the rest of existence.
Again, you're welcome.
Like I said, I'm still trying to work with you. I'm still going to give you shit about your driving, though.
Yeah, I'm a shitty driver, but I'm still the best of everybody here, so get over it.
I wasn't going to try to drive it.
Okay.
Now,
We
Shade,
have now have no main.
This is the first you've heard about a complex cryo. All this stuff is new.
Yeah.
Oh. I do need a fresh set of ears to see whether or not this story works. So on the ride out, I'm basically going to pass him the story I'm intending to publish for everything that went on with Life Tech and what I found out about it at that point from my compatriots, because I wasn't loose in that compound. They let me out after they busted out of it. So that he can, hey, tell me what you think of this. Basically upload it to your agent so that you can read it.
I'm just looking at Shade's face and I'm like,
yeah. How much of the story has Malkov caught, or should we just let you go ahead and actually verbally tell him?
Yeah, I don't think I caught any of that.
Okay, so the first whole chapter of this. I
was going to say, do you want Azrael to say chapter 1 and then you take chapter 2, Nuts?
That's fine with me.
Okay. Wow.
Just because you were actually in chapter 1 and guys said you told him.
Yeah, I sourced all this information from your guys' word of mouth.
Yeah. So it's kind of like there was this underground hive of people in cryostasis. The big, massive room of
like
nothing.
A prison?
Odds, like a prison, yeah. And everybody that was in that cryostasis had meat puppets, quote unquote, walking around that they were connected to. And if for some strange reason their meat puppet died, they would just spawn another one, and it was really, really interesting. But yeah,
that sounds very weird.
We had like, there's a system, like there's a ranking system based on colors, and like you only got to go certain areas of the complex if you were a certain color, and we all had jobs. We got sent on missions. There was time where we could do things that we wanted to do, but it was only a few hours, so we had to like the four of us, we had to like figure out we have this much time to maybe sneak off and try and figure things out. And this was a good month trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And
why were you in this place?
Hold on. Huh? That's where I'm going to step in and say Life Tech, the corporation, had been abducting people to conduct these kind of experiments on stealing them from Night City, including large numbers of younger children. People they considered dissidents or problems would just up and disappear. This is the story I was working on when I got disappeared, basically, and they put me into one of these cryopods out in the middle of fucking nowhere in Nevada.
You know, Harlan, now that I think about it, like there were at least 3 separate occasions where I think maybe out of the corner of my eye, like I saw you turn and go down a hallway. Maybe for a split second I saw someone that looked like you, because like I don't know if you have tattoos, I have no idea, but like nobody there like had tattoos on them because they were all like meat puppets. And I swear I saw somebody that looked like you a few times.
I was not conscious the whole time. Last thing I remember before going to that cryopod was being interrogated and then giving a smart-ass answer followed by a thump to the back of the head. Then you were waking me up outside. That's the last thing I remember. So if they were rolling me around doing something in that place, then I'm not aware of it.
It's entirely possible that they kept your meat puppet in like unconscious while they did maybe experiments on you, like just to see like maybe like if they were pumping drugs into you, because we ran into some people that they looked like fucking Picassos. They were like mutants. Like they looked like they didn't know how to, like their jaws were hanging off. Like,
what is a meat puppet? What is a Picasso?
Shit. What?
What is a meat puppet and what is a Picasso?
By meat puppet, he means basically a cloned body of some kind where that your consciousness was inhabiting and running. That wasn't your own flesh.
So because like I say Picasso because of my education, I'm a pretty well educated kid, and Picasso was this painter from like
A couple of hundred years ago.
the 1900s that I learned about in university. So
I'm gonna start digging through my agent, and I'll show him a picture of what Picasso, some of the stuff that Picasso painted. Quick.
that's what they look like.
That?
Yeah, they were fucked up. And you know what? Some of them even got so bad that they got
this place isn't going to do this anymore. How?
They got flushed, and they got flushed out of the complex, and they got flushed into like the sub-complex where they had this like resistance building, and then the guy that was running the resistance was actually one of the members of the complex, and he was trying to like do a coup from the inside. We helped him. That's how we blew everybody out.
Yeah, and as far as I know, they made sure that wasn't going to happen.
Nobody's going to believe this story.
Well,
I've actually got footage of the outside of the place, coordinates to where it was. Oh, of course it can be, but
Did
the
you get
fact
a brain
that
dance?
everything that I always do is going on a brain dance chip. Always.
That's going to be
it's gonna be hard to refute.
popular.
I'm just telling you
like
what we
weird
experienced
shit.
over the course of a
Oh,
month.
of course it is.
Those corpos like weird shit.
Well,
Yeah.
the biggest part here is that what I honestly think they were doing was experimentation on a system where they can take rich old people, put them in cryo, and then give them a meat body that they can still run around in, do whatever they want with, and have no risk to their actual selves, in an attempt at, that constant striving of trying to figure out how old rich people get to live forever.
Yeah, but if they look like that, I mean...
Not all of them. That was the ones that I think had died over and over and over again. It was a degradation of the system somehow. I don't know that for certain, though, because to be honest, I don't think that place was being run by people. I honestly think that they probably appointed some sort of fucking rogue AI to be in charge of that shit so that they could have plausible deniability on it.
So there's this movie, like really old movie, like from like the early 90s, like 1990s, not 2090s, like 1990, like way old. It's called Multiplicity, and like when you make a copy of 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 a person, shit gets fucked up. So maybe check the net to see if you can find like an old download of that.
Oh, I don't like the idea of copying people either. I like even less the thought of rich old bastards having no accountability with the ability to just run around in whatever body they want, because don't worry, we'll just grow a new one for you. That's terrifying.
Considering who will get them, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Why do you think I'm trying to break this story? If I could bring Life Tech down, well, that's a life goal. And then I will start in with where we started off, where they woke me up outside of the compound. I'm wandering out with all these other clueless fucks who had no idea that was going on. Watched a couple of smokers' vehicles nab up some of this party. From my research, from what I've done on Life Tech as far as that goes as well, allowed me to recognize that Blackstone here is related to a couple of middle managers that were reassigned to Night City.
Reassigned.
Well, reassigned, lost,
Kidnapped. Say the words, Harlan. Say the words.
kidnapped. However, see, here's the thing, though. They showed, according to my research, that they'd been on that payroll for more than a year already before they were sent to Night City. So I don't know. It's not that I disbelieve you, Blackstone, but I don't know which to believe, and I got to be able to verify information before I can post a story. I mean, some of this shit that's unverified is obviously going to go to the scandal rags no matter what, but...
I just know that I came home to a kicked-in door and a ransacked house, and that was 40 years ago, and I'm just looking for my mom and dad. I've been looking for my mom and dad for 50 fucking years, and getting a little tired of this shit.
I wonder if they've been sitting in one of them cryopods this whole time, running a meat puppet somewhere. Because you could bet your ass that if there's one compound like that, Life Tech doesn't do things. Life Tech doesn't do things in singles. They'll run 2 parallel experiments to see if they get the same exact result.
Harlan.
One's the control and one's the variable. Yeah.
Harlan.
Yeah.
You remember there is mention of
It didn't give me any kind of location or coordinates, did it?
No. But its access point contact was at the Life Tech Night City HQ.
Where they sent your parents in the first place. So, yeah, they're probably running a meat puppet somewhere.
L for Life Tech. Team Life Tech.
And then I will kind of give the rundown on the first couple of encounters with the smokers, running into Ajo, the fact that they sent fucking military, I don't know who, I think Zid was the one responsible somehow or another for the military strikes that hit that compound.
Cigarette.
So are these Life Tech clowns the ones responsible for the dogs that like ripped off your arm and tore out your eyes?
Probably.
I actually think that's Biotechnica. I think those are Biotechnica dogs.
Don't know.
But I can tell you right now, like...
Life Tech tends to focus on people, not animals.
Keep the corpo name Cigarette in the front of your head.
Why?
Well, for one, Zid is a... He and Cigarette know each other.
I don't know how amiable a relationship that is.
No.
They're laughing in the background. That's great.
That's awesome.
I heard it.
That tells you how amicable they are.
And then that's basically, we ended up at this nomad camp after we ran into Ajo, hit a spot in Idaho Falls. Got told to go our first mission for these nomads was to go rescue Stitcher from these smokers who seem to be kidnapping fucking everyone right now. They got your friend. Apparently Ajo had some personal contact or associate from his past.
Is that Angie or Angela?
No, Angela's who I was working on with the story in Andrea. Hold on, I gotta check. No, Angela, his former paramour, was who I was kind of working with in Night City for the story before I got snatched up. Shaka is like a former associate of Ajo's that's like a cyber psycho nut job who I think is working with the smokers as well.
I don't think he's working with the smokers. I think he's leading the smokers.
Shaka, Ajo, and Loreto were all in a gang as kids that then corporos moved in and utilized them in the combat zone. And then they had a falling out where Loreto went and joined Danger Gals. Shaka went somewhere else, apparently enjoyed the corpos, and Ajo moved off and joined ads.
What do you need, Jenkins?
Yes, Jenkins. Yes. That's right, Jenkins.
He's telling me that his food plate is empty, and it's been that way for his entire existence.
Yep. Mine does that too.
Never feed him.
Yeah. I never feed him at all.
If this is a lot to take in, I totally understand. We've been on a long journey together, and I totally get it.
You got the software to be able to, you got the hardware to run this brain dance chip?
No.
Never mind.
Harlan, don't you have glasses that you can dump the chip into and let him watch?
Brain dance is more than just visual. It's the whole package where you're getting every bit of my sensory along with it. Smell, taste, feel.
I mean,
it doesn't translate into just glasses as well. I know
I grew up in the combat zones.
Well, yeah, and unless you're somebody like Zid, who's got Zid's got the equipment to be able to handle that, as far as I'm aware. But
yes, equipment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so no. I think Terminal Ghost still had those glasses on him whenever he got
snaked up.
Yep.
Yeah. So Zid, by the way, that was one of those things that I wanted to ask you. Do you honestly? I mean, I honestly think that what was running that compound was probably a rogue AI. What do you think about that?
A rogue AI, man?
Well,
that'd be a far-fetched assumption there, man. But I suppose it would be possible. Zid would tell you the whole story, I think. He would say, we did find some files that did suggest that there was a rogue AI, that it was run by an AI, and that had a male personality, and apparently, according to this documentation that may or may not be correct, there used to be a female AI which was much more amenable to people.
Okay. Well, the whole reason that I'm saying what I'm doing is just based on how I know Life Tech operates. If they set up a location that they don't want coming back onto them, they always seem to try to hook up some sort of AI to it so they can go, oh, we didn't do this. This program ran all this shit, while they're still harvesting all the data off of it that they can get. It's how they try to justify that.
If that's the case, then I should have, in my files that I have obtained, there should be enough proof for some of that that might be able to come out once we are in Night City and able to retrieve it.
Good. That sounds to me like I have actual source material to work from rather than just
yes, very real source material, man. Yes.
GM out of game. Are we in a limo? Or are we in like a van? Like, is there some? Like,
do you remember that armored car that you guys saw before?
Yeah. Okay. Are we able to like freely move around?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I see an opening beside Zid, so I'm gonna like walk over and sit down next to him and like lean over. Hey, can you hear me? Hey, Blue, if you're in there, can you validate anything that Zid is saying, or is he just talking shit?
Very strange indeed.
So you're like talking into my ear? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
I look over at Harlan and I'm just like,
he spent 50 years looking for his parents, and you just now figured that shit out?
oh no, I've known it a little while now.
I mean, 50 years.
I will say, like, I can confirm most of what my brother is saying. There's small pieces that I haven't gotten a chance to fully.
Axstone, your agent gets a message.
What?
Your agent got a message.
Ooh. I feel a vibration. Let me look at it.
There's no signal out here, but you have a GIF from unknown number of a blue finger and a hand just popping up.
Is it this finger?
Uh-huh.
Brilliant.
Malkov, out of character. While Harlan doesn't know this and anybody else does, I think we're pretty sure that there's a AI inhabiting part of Zid's, both hardware and wetware at this point.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I watched that episode. I saw what ended up happening. I'm pretty sure that Zid's got like an AI that just wants to be downloaded and let loose. Been very helpful so far. Been very helpful AI so far, but none of them are to be trusted.
He hasn't entirely divulged everything about what has happened, because when he first divulged it, the rest of his party looked at him very differently for quite some time.
So I look at my agent and I type a heart emoji and I send it back.
At least you're not showing Zid the blue finger.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not. That's only that is only for, that's only between me and her.
Oh, Zid knows. He actually saw the message get sent.
Boo.
He also sees the response. He also gets to see the response you sent, even though you don't know he does.
Uh-huh.
Wow, special. All right, so
no, you see, you actually look across and you actually see her sitting between Harland and Shade, showing you what the message is that she sent to Blackstone, as well as the response. Just there, smiling.
Okay. Yeah, I think Harlan and Shade could potentially make human perceptions to cotton onto the fact that not all the information that's being passed on, well, not all the information that I have is being passed on. Maybe there's something that I'm holding back.
Harlan got a 3, making it a total of 12.
Let me set a DC here.
So I have a quick question. If I want to interact with her, is it a cybertech thing from like a persuasion standpoint, or like a conversation standpoint, or is that like an actual like conversation?
No, that's an actual. You have to talk to her and converse with her and try to make it.
Looks like Harlan knows.
Harlan, you can tell that Zid is not saying everything he's aware of. He seems to be guarded about some of the information for some reason.
Yeah, I said the word AI and he flinched at the very least, is what I think has probably happened. That's okay.
Eye twitch.
Well, I'm probably not going to be noticing little things like that about them, because I'm going to be constantly scanning outside the vehicle just to see where we're going. And
you can't scan outside the vehicle because it's an armored vehicle.
Oh, okay. There's no windows. All right.
No, they're very small windows.
You could get up into the gunner spot and be out, exposed at the top gun if you wanted to do that. But
so I have an idea.
Nick and the co-pilot are in the front seats.
Okay.
And they're both wired in. One is wired in being the gunner, and one's wired in being the driver.
Gotcha.
You have an idea what, Blackstone?
I have an idea. So I'm gonna roll a persuasion check for her, like with her, and get her. I want to get her like kind of, I don't know, like temperature. Like I want to get like how she feels about maybe a timeline of if she wants to like be released, quote unquote, from Zid or something like that. I want to like see if there's a way that if I'm gonna put like a drone together that has like the ability to have her be like basically create Friday, quote unquote. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can try. You could say something.
I want to.
How are you saying it?
So it's mainly through text messages.
Okay.
Obviously,
Zed, you see all these messages pop up.
I can't converse with her. I mean, I'm gonna roll persuasion.
The response you get is contractual agreement has been made. All you get as a response.
Okay.
So I know we're somewhere, after looking at my own agent, I know we're somewhere where there is absolutely zero service whatsoever.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm just going to look at you, Blackstone.
Blackstone keeps messaging on his agent. He's the only one doing it.
Okay.
Just going to look at you. You having the conversational equivalent of jerking off right there? What are you doing?
Just having a conversation with somebody.
You got no servicemen, and we're all right here.
You don't need service to have this conversation.
You look at his phone, Harlan?
Well, I'm just going to lean over a little bit, see if I can see any, unless he's going to immediately hide it from me.
I'm not going to look over at Harlan and be
it's
like,
blank. There's nothing on the
cryo
screen
pod?
anymore. It's just a blank screen. Like he went to type a message to someone. There's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to lean over to Harlan. How long were you in that cryopod?
What's the date?
You're
It's
missing
like 3 months. I think you said
you're
it was like
missing
3
about
months.
3 months' time.
And how
But
long was he in
that's it.
there?
Well, I don't know, Harlan. Actually, to be honest, this date to this date is what I was missing. You know, so from the time that I know that I got nabbed up by the goon squad and thumped on the back of the head for being me, until I got released and could re-update my agent to see what kind of time frame I was fucking rotting in a cryopod for 3 months. He was running one of those meat puppets, so obviously they experimented on him in some way so that his consciousness could get broadcast into the meat puppet. So he was doing things during that same time frame. Blackstone, Zed, do you guys have any idea roughly how long you went missing for, or what the date was when you got nabbed up?
Yeah, man, I got it all here. And he would say, like, almost to the day. He would almost, actually, being Zid, he would give you, like, a seconds, hour, day, week, like, readout.
That's not going to be an issue with me because that gives me very precise things for where storyline stuff goes for as a media.
So, based on Zid telling you this, Zid was missing 5 years.
They stole a lot from you, man. Jesus.
Oh, you have no idea.
What
about Blackstone, timing-wise? I'm gonna ask him the same question. Blackstone? About the same?
I just remember like seeing this hot chick and taking a drink, and then I was out, and then I woke up and saw Zid.
You got
that sounds familiar.
I got roofied.
That happened.
Twice.
Hold on. So that happened to get you into Life Tech. Then it happened to you with the furries at Biotech.
Yep.
First strike, second strike. If there's a third strike on this one, man, I don't know if I can help you after that.
I'm gonna like lean over and whisper to Harlan, I don't think he's sane.
Well, how many years is he missing though? If they took 5 from Zed, and he's been looking for his parents what I thought was 50 years, he might have spent 30 of those in that fucking cryopod.
May have.
I have no idea.
What was the date when they kicked in the door of your, I mean, this is a vivid memory of yours when you showed back up and the door was kicked in your house. I can figure the dates from then.
I was 13 or 14 when they kicked in the door.
And the
and then
news
how old are
story,
you?
So they kicked down the door. Then I that's when I went to stay with Miles, the professor, and I stayed with him through university, through high school, quote unquote. And then I was working as a tech and and the whole time that I'm putting things together, trying to follow leads. All the leads, they just kept leading nowhere until I got something from this lady who was part of a corp, and she said that she had information about my parents.
Bait.
She baited me. I think that I'm trying to remember the last birthday that I remember. I want to say I was in my late 40s.
So they took 8 or 9 years from you then.
So it's entirely possible I'm missing 5 to 6, 7 years.
Roll a deduction. We're going to see how close you get. The closer you get, the more accurate evaluation you can. This is a perfect time for deduction. Because Blackstone didn't track his dates very
I'll give him a
well.
leg up
absolutely.
too. Yeah, because Zid would mention the paperwork that we found while we were still in the complex that had all of the first tests and stuff on it when we went into the old area, and Zid would recall, because he filed it away in his brain, he would recall the dates that were on there, or the years that were on those pieces of information, and he would spit those the year date, the year tag, or the way it was tagged to Harlan, who would be able to, he would know.
I already made the roll at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the dates that Did's telling you about that they saw some paperwork from are right after the cloning technology was kind of abandoned. It looks like right after the other company abandoned it, LifeTech picked up on it and also picked up the AI stuff and started messing with all of it in the complex.
So it can't be before then, and it's more than likely a significant time after then.
Blackstone's missing between 10 and 15 years.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm going to stop and do the deduction on that and say minimum 10, probably closer to 15 that you were in that fucking pod, man.
Fuck you, LifeTech.
I've been saying that since I was a little kid.
And to cap it all off, man, we only remember about, a month and a half?
Yep.
Yeah.
About 6 weeks?
Couple months at most. Because there was a few weeks that it's going to pass by, so at most a couple months.
Yeah.
So I hear these numbers, and it's a good thing I'm not driving.
Always.
So Blackstone hears these numbers, and he stops breathing because he's about to have a panic attack, because if he has lost a decade plus that he could have spent finding his parents, literally the most important thing in his life that he's been looking for the better part of 30 years, and now he finds out just now that he has lost 10 to 15 years
doing nothing.
He's hyperventilating.
I'm checking my pockets for a Xanax.
So I'm gonna make and hopefully pass a resist torture drug check.
Alright.
And
it's legitimate.
This type of event should have a significant DV. I'm not going to set the DV, obviously, but
Okay.
it should have a significant DV. I'm expecting to fail.
Probably will need to take humanity loss if you fail it.
Yeah.
Probably.
And that is legitimate.
And that's reasonable.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pump 5 luck.
I set the DV.
He's like, I don't want humanity loss. Good.
Okay, not bad. Not bad.
Do you want to know what the DV was? I typed it before you rolled.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah. It was probably like a 24.
No, 17. Nice.
I don't see where you
17 is
typed it.
considered right below your roll.
Oh, okay.
So a DV 17 is considered basically professional tier aspect. A 21 would be.
So
You made it.
if I had not made the luck addition,
You would have
if
lost.
I had like,
Yep.
I would have failed.
Your luck is what saved you.
It was a good roll.
Yeah.
It was a good roll.
I'm like, I'm not even kidding. Like, if I had a paper bag, I would do it. Like, I would like,
You'd be hyperventilating into
I would
it.
be hyperventilating into the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Okay, so at this point, I'm now using my agent and drawing all these connections to timelines, dates that I just got given by Zid, connecting them to disappearances that I've been researching going back 30 plus years.
Yeah.
With Life Tech to try to connect this story all the way back together to do this and kind of go, oh, this is way bigger. This is a story that if I break and I'm not right about, they ain't gonna goon squad me. They're gonna kill me.
Can I boost this up a little, just for a second here? Can I ask internally what the date of her creation was?
Yes. Give me a moment. Go ahead and do some. I need to get the exact date. So go ahead and talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
So I'm just tying these all back together, and then I'm gonna turn around and show the info that I've just found. And say, look, I've been tracking these disappearances associated with Life Tech and in their areas for that. What might be to this complex that you're talking about, and possibly to whatever parallel complex they've got set up with it, going back 30 years. This is not a recent thing. They've been doing this prior to the nuke drop.
Harlan,
Yes.
this is in character, by the way.
Yeah. Blackstone.
I know that we're not like super close, but I just found out that I lost a very significant amount of time that I was dedicating to a very important aspect of my life.
I think your parents
I know
were
it-
sitting in the same cryopods that you were, which means they weren't aging that whole time, just like you. They'll be fine. We just gotta find them.
So I don't know how much time. I don't remember like how much time you said that you lost. You say 3 months?
3 months for me.
Okay. Which means that you had, and you probably, and you may not have access to all this data, but you have 9 to 14 years and 9 months of a quote unquote head start.
Oh, it's an interesting perspective.
So I would very much appreciate. I'm asking. I'm not ordering. This is taking like. I'm trying very, very hard to stay composed whenever I say this. I would very much appreciate you scanning your databanks and looking for anything that I missed during that time period. If you can give me any kind of information that I did not have the...
It's a tall order, and it's going to require me to get back to Night City to be able to have access to all the information that I've got. I've got the synopsis and just rough dates on my agent here. We have to get this train done.
Yep.
And then we get back to Night City before we can do that.
Okay.
And yes, I will help you.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's get this train done. Let's talk to the Mr. Let's talk to this Mr. Fix. Let's do what we have to do to help these nomads out. Let's get back to Night City.
We got to get. What'd you say his name was? Nadar?
Leander.
Leander. We need to get him out too. Hey,
Yep. We'll
Shade may be a new friend,
Yep.
but
We'll get
anyone
out.
that's combat capable is going to be necessary, because the next time a goon squad comes hunting me, I would really rather have somebody who knows what they're doing watching my ass. No offense, I'm not saying that you guys don't, but I'm good with a shotgun. That doesn't mean I'm going to fight off a fucking goon squad. It's why I've been nabbed up as many times as I have.
Next time a goon squad comes after you, I will point my pistol at their fucking head and I will pull the trigger.
Good. Let's go solve the solution.
Yep.
Hey, and I'm gonna give Click just a little. Is it Click that's driving us, or somebody else? How long we got till we're there, Click?
Hey, we got about another hour.
I'm gonna
to
lean back and just close my eyes.
Zid was having a conversation with someone. I need to get the exact dates because I don't want to botch it. So I need to verify some dates. I had to do some quick research.
It's fine.
So, Zid, you're talking with her. Well, my father comprised my existence around 2014, 2015. And I was fully online 2016.
Holy shit. That's one of the earliest AIs compiled then, as far as this system is concerned.
So,
Fuck.
So Zid. What year is it now? Again?
I think we were doing it in 2050. I think is what we were shooting.
Alright, so Zid, he'll think about this for a minute. He will be like, hey Alan,
Yeah, what's up?
since you have been making all these dates, man,
Yeah.
I am just now remembering that I did see I was jacked into the system
In the complex?
in the complex, and it hurts a lot.
Okay.
I went into some virtual reality, and I could see my companions who were trying to get out, and I could see them, but I wasn't in my physical body. It was very strange. But I remember during that time, I did see an approximate date of the AI that might have been originally installed before the other one took over, and it was probably more than 30 years ago, man.
It is 2055.
Do you want me to make an education roll on what I would know based on fucking just the
You
history?
actually, you remember the nuke going up. You remember the whole stories of Soul Killer coming out. This sounds like a Soul Killer thing. How is Zid still alive if he got hit by Soul Killer? You have nothing but questions.
Yeah, I Zid, you say that to me and I get this look on my face of hunger almost.
Okay.
Like I absolutely want to know every detail of what you're discussing at that point, because I will then say aloud to you, it says, if that's true, you might be one of the only people in existence to have encountered a soul killer and survived.
You got silver-handed.
Go soul killer. Would Zid know that term?
I don't know if Zid would.
I don't
I'll
think
give
so.
him a rundown on what a soul killer is. It's one of the original AIs from the old net that took over and was basically any netrunner that tried to interface with them was basically having their own consciousness absorbed into it, leaving lifeless husks hooked to their cybernetics.
Yeah, it literally downloads the person's existence, essentially.
And discards
into a
the
digital
flesh.
form and discards the body.
Yeah, and usually they were the digital form would be in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would describe the feeling that his internal and external self felt like it was being erased.
Yeah, that sounds like it. And you know what I think's the only reason you survived it? Because it was that meat puppet that was accessing it rather than you personally. There's a buffer layer there.
He goes,
This is world-changing kind of shit, guys. This is the kind of story that makes a career and ends a group of people if the corpo's responsible for it find out that we know about it.
Yeah. This would make Harlan probably wet his pants a bit, because if their life tech is messing with a copy of Soul Killer,
all I got to do is be able to even prove reasonable suspicion of that, and every other corporation on the planet will come down on them like a fucking million ton of bricks. Nobody plays with that shit. Not anymore. It almost ended civilization as we know it completely.
he says, well, I cannot confirm that it was this soul killer or a previous or new generation of it or a version or something similar. I do not know. I cannot say. All I can say is how I feel, how I felt, and I do not ever want to experience that again. It was worse than when the AI was downloaded into my. So how about?
I at this point go, okay, now I know who Blackstone was texting with.
It's a great time for him to accidentally say that. I think that's brilliant.
I'm just gonna turn and look and go. Was the download you're talking about before or after the encounter?
It was before.
Then that might also be what saved you.
You got an AI downloaded where?
In his brain.
In my brain.
How are you still alive?
That is a very good question.
Oh, I don't want to exterminate you.
I thought AI killed everybody. I thought they're like evil and like to murder everyone.
He says, I have seen some AIs and heard of the things that they would do. I have even fought against some that were protecting systems here and there, but they were fairly low level ones.
Basic.
Kind of mean, isn't it? I mean, that's like saying that all people are evil.
And I would say out of that, I can only say my experience to you, man, and I can only say that while the transference was, well, at that time, it was probably one of the worst feelings I had had. at least until this potential soul killer happened. Afterwards, I would only have recovered if she wanted me to. It seems that she not only has a true desire to actually see reality outside of the area that we were, but also has a genuine concern for the people who live in it. I being one.
Most AIs, and I'm not saying all, but most AIs of that historical period viewed meat space, that we're in, as not real to them. The same way that a lot of people that live here in meat space don't view the net as real.
Well, contrary to that,
back in the combat zone, everybody was just terrified of AI. We were just told to stay far fucking away because it'll just fry your brain.
Which is why I was reluctant to say what had happened. I did not want to keep this from anyone, but at the same time,
it makes so much sense though as to why Life Tech would have this as hidden as they did, out in the middle of
we trust
nowhere.
them.
There is, and I would say internally, there's one way to find out.
all your phones buzz.
Okay, take it out.
Unknown number.
Click.
It's a video file of a lady. Bluish image, all data. Hello?
Oh, you would be the passenger in Zid's head at the moment?
I'm Zid's friend, yeah.
2 questions, and they're fairly simple. You harbor no ill will against people if they harbor no ill will against you?
Oh, my father made me very interested in what... I just want to learn.
Who's your father?
You see a image of file you saw pulled up that was stamped redacted and basically stamped evil. Your grandfather, who went missing, you were told is dead.
You're gonna watch Harlan basically almost shit himself.
That's twice today.
What's wrong?
I'm gonna turn the phone around to show them.
Everyone has the same picture. Everyone has the exact same thing on their phone.
That's on mine too.
That's my grandfather.
Oh, he made an AI.
And I'm just gonna set the phone down. I need a few minutes. And I'm going to join Blackstone in the near Catatonia, where I'm going to try to process everything that I just heard for a few minutes.
So as he goes to sit down, I look over at Shade.
I'm just gonna be looking at my phone and I'm gonna be like, so you're an AI, huh?
That is what I'm told.
And you're not gonna try and kill me? Or fry my brain or some shit?
Are you evil?
No.
Why should I kill you?
I've just been told that all AI want to kill people.
No, I don't. I don't have a particular reason to do.
Don't give her
that's
one.
good.
Yeah, don't give her one is the correct answer.
Zid would, as you were like conversing, Zid would try to interact with you. He'd be like, "Hey, Shade, so we've only known each other for a short amount of time, and now you know this. Is this changed your opinion or your view
of
me? Of me?
No, she let you live. Changed my opinion of AI, I guess.
And I mean,
so you're not going to look at me like I'm some sort of crazy Like I'm just about to pull my weapon and shoot you in the head or something?
Well, no. She just said she's not trying to kill me. And she's definitely not trying to kill you, or you'd be dead.
I know.
Why would I want to?
But she has been more active
friendly.
than not. She has been more active than not killing me. She has been actively protecting me, on top of not killing me.
That's pretty cool.
Ted, you've been a good friend.
I have done my best, and hopefully we can get to a big enough system to contain you that you would be suitable to your needs and desires.
I'm gonna sit up after a few moments, after mostly reviewing through my own thoughts and memories of my grandfather and what I remember of him. Was he someone that I would have considered evil? I know he's part of the corporation that I don't like.
Not really.
But,
I mean, if you think about it, your grandmother's the only one in the corp that still likes you. She doesn't harbor any ill will against you for not liking the corp.
I'm just gonna
She
kind of
always
sit
talks
forward.
like she misses your grandfather and like he was a great person.
I'm gonna kind of set my head in my hands, and I'm just gonna look back down at my agent and go, well, that would make you and me relatives.
Oh, great to meet you. What form of relatives would we be?
Well, you would probably be my aunt.
Never
As
had a
my
nephew.
I would be your nephew at that point. And that is a very strange thing for me to feel like I am discussing with the computer program, but I'm okay with that. Because what I remember with my grandfather, he was a kindly old man. My grandmother misses him dearly. And she's the only one within the entire corporation of Life Tech that is okay with the fact that I don't like that corp. Now everybody in the room knows exactly how I'm associated with Life Tech.
Right.
This is the corporation that my family has been a part of for
So
3+
many
generations.
revelations. Is this episode called Revelations? Because it damn well should be.
You probably need to change the title to that.
Holy shit.
My grandfather has been missing now for, and I'll spout the number of years that he's been
Oh, he's
gone.
dead. They had a funeral for him.
Well, just because they say he's dead,
Your dad even showed you the ashes.
that could have been the contents of an ashtray. I don't trust them far enough. I don't trust them for a second that
The
he's
date?
actually dead.
On the info that Zid just gave you was that your grandfather was alive a few months ago, talking with.
I'm gonna look at the image of the AI on the phone and say, what do we call you?
I mean, go by a few names.
What do you prefer?
Well, my handle's blue. By that is what that runner.
Okay.
I'm going to shorten that just to blue if you don't mind.
That's fine.
And you say, Blue, that you were in contact, or was Zed in contact with my grandfather within just the last few months?
When I see
Yes.
the image, I go, that is the man who said that he could download her into my brain.
Are you saying that that's the mind?
He is the mind.
Blue, do you have information on all the people that were abducted by this project?
Wait, what? Hey, what? Wait, I'm saying this is Blackstone. Wait, what? Huh? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, you would see it, right? You saw him.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Blackstone saw him.
So, Harlan's grandfather is the mind? All right, I'm gonna go join Harlan. And,
this is a rinse repeat cycle.
Yeah, it's a good question, Shade.
God damn it!
Do you have like images of all the people?
Unfortunately, I do not. I was not allowed access to the file. However, if I'm able to get on a network, tech about the foe being there, yes, I can all of that information.
The foe?
What's the foe?
Steve, I was replaced with a more compliant AI, life text.
Meaning less moral.
He's not very nice. He is actually did get some uploaded portions. So I do your evaluation on part of the problem. Accurate.
Holy fuck.
I did override and send a command in consciousness into my subnet, still with allowing me to
Meaning you routed Zed's consciousness from oblivion through yourself back to his body.
correct.
She is your angel then, Zed. Because you wouldn't be here talking to us without her.
He says, and so I owe everything to her.
I don't know about everything, but enough that she should be right at the top of your Christmas list.
Oh, yeah. Why do you think that I have done what I have done and am pressing on towards Night City? It is not where I come from. I do not know anything about it because I have grown up on the combat zone. You know this. And
Dig. Here, this brain dance will tell you all you really need to know about Night City.
I have
lived
been
there most of my life.
I have been there once when I was taken, but I do not remember that much. Thank you. But that is why I am going there, so that I can find a suitable place. And not a suitable place according to me, but a suitable place according to her, where she would want to be released.
That's going to require some very heavy-duty computer power.
Yeah.
The fact
Maybe
that
we should let her have life tech.
I'm not sure that she would want it, but we would see.
I think we would have to do what we needed to purge the foe, as she refers to it, from the
our
system to be able to do so.
In the underground.
Well,
Both Blackstone and I can tell
blade,
you.
I can't help that.
No, but you can cover our asses while we do it, and that's just as important.
We will need to skill up before then.
Oh, yes, we will.
And
So
speaking of which, we need to turn our attention to where we are and what we are doing now.
Blue, do you have any information on this combat train?
That was not had access to the inside net.
Correct.
The entire net
This
is down?
AI is not aware that the whole net went down yet during the net crash.
Yeah, she's talking about the old net.
She's not aware of that.
Yeah, she doesn't know about the crash that Bartmoss caused.
Oh.
She doesn't know about the black wall.
No.
But she's outside of the black wall if she's living in Zed's head.
Netwatch is gonna want to fucking kill her.
That is
gonna be all over her ass.
That makes her one of the most valuable and wanted commodities, both for Netwatch wanting her dead, every other corporation wanting a copy because that's a free rogue AI that they can utilize. We cannot let her be exploited. I'm saying all of that, cannot allow that to happen.
Oh, my character would not have contributed that. I don't know shit about that.
Subroutines that prevents me being implicated without my.
Well, that's good. Good. That's built right into who you are. Then, wonderful.
He's the only one authorized to permit me to.
Both I and Blue Angel are concerned that whoever would know this information might do wrong with it, but it is out now, and it's my hope that none of you will do wrong with this.
Keep in mind that Harlan's got that look on his face of two things. Story of a lifetime, weighing apart with, but my grandfather's still alive. Which of these is more important to me? And you can't tell, because neither can he.
Yeah, the other thing that Harlan would know, if these timelines all match up, that means that we saw him inside and you didn't see him come out. What does that mean for him now?
Either he was already gone by the time you got out, or he died with the compound blast when you called Ziggurat.
It was purged. Well, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, but yes, they can.
Ziggurat had strike team.
Well, I know that you didn't intentionally call them, but that was out of character, by the way, on purpose, because that's not something that Harlan knows.
No.
So, one of my jobs this is Blackstone talking. One of my jobs for the complex was to close off entrances to places that were not allowed for other people to go. So if the compound was purged, or the complex, whatever, was purged, they probably didn't even make it to that sub-complex compound area. So it's entirely possible that he's not dead or made it out. It's completely possible.
From what we saw, all of the bodies of the people that were being used for the experimental purposes of the puppets were present on site. Did you see him in a meat puppet body? You saw him in the flesh.
Yeah, he was flesh. Yeah.
I'm willing to bet you that he was not.
He actually had his Life Tech badge on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he looked like any other old dude that had been sitting in front of a computer for 18 hours.
40 years, yeah.
Yeah,
he looked rough.
Well, I mean, and that's
real rough. And he was like coughing.
Like he was also in an area that had it had a secure vault. Like we had to break through 3 different security.
I'm willing to bet you he's probably been hiding there from Life Tech since he faked his death.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, he found a way out and he took it.
Hiding.
And he did.
Do you know what happened to him, Blue?
As far as I'm aware.
I don't want to
I could get
back
access
there.
to satellites. I could search for him.
We will do that if we can.
So, how do you correct me if I'm wrong, did you say that one of your desires is to be separated and be independent?
I wish.
Okay. Do you have a particular form in mind? Particular vehicle?
not a lot that will hold the complexity that you are.
Well, I will make an attempt or two to construct a suitable vehicle for you.
All right. Blue, this is wonderful, but Zid's right. We have to deal with the combat train at hand, otherwise nothing else is going to matter going forward. So we're going to step back from that, and I'm going to... And you guys are almost going to see like an almost physical shift across Harlan's face as he basically segments this information off and pushes it aside in the back of his mind of all this stuff has to wait. We will deal with this when we can. We have to focus here now. Let's go talk to Mr. Fix.
Sorry.
Information.
Yes.
Probable action.
Should we make concentration checks?
4.
Compartmentalizing this information.
Feel that you would, yes, that you're led.
Marlon, how
That's
do you
one of
feel?
those.
I don't feel the
choice at this point.
I don't feel the need to make a check on that association because I've been basically looking at people throughout most of my life going, you don't need to know how much I'm involved, how physically tied to Life Tech I am, even though I'm trying to rip
Hi,
them
Grandma.
down.
How are you?
Yeah, exactly. Now,
I just got some dirt on Mom and Dad, but now I have to pretend to be friendly.
Well, and Grandma never cared. She wanted the dirt just as much so she could laugh about the stupid shit they were pulling. But she didn't want me to drag her down with it.
Now that
You want to keep yourself
that was 100% a fair point. The reason why I ask is given the state of mind that myself and Harlan are in right now with the information that we just got smacked in the fucking face with.
Really so.
With that,
yeah,
I'm gonna make a concentration check. I mean, Harlan, you're welcome to if you want to. But
that's why I said that's one of those role play things. Never feel like I'm saying I'm saying you can't.
I mean, it's
only a 1.
Hey, look up, Blackstone. You rolled a 1 followed by a 1, so it's not a 1 and a 10.
It's not as bad. Dice don't like you.
Man.
Fail.
So I think you need to put a nickname in between your two names as Snake Eyes. Fuck, dude. Jesus Christ.
I mean, whatever.
Why do you think he made his character so lucky? He had to offset his unlucky.
I mean,
see, the thing is, if I'd only put 4 luck earlier, I would have had 2 luck, and that still wouldn't have helped. Like, I still would have only gotten a 10. I don't know what the DV was, but I'm pretty sure I didn't clear it. Which is fine. I mean, like, I don't mind it. I'm not good at my character is just not good at compartmentalizing.
I was gonna say.
The fact that I just got hit with the news that I lost 10 to 15 years of investigative time is fucking driving me fucking bonkers.
Yeah, no, it's completely legitimate that Blackstone would be extremely shaken up.
I mean, I'm not like saying like I'm gonna put an order to my like head and pull the trigger or anything like that.
No.
But I'm really
You're visibly shaken and kind of
100%.
Whereas I'm just doing the yet another thing to file in the story bank that I will have to come back to later. Part of who I am.
Gents, what an episode. I'm going to have to retitle this one.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And we got
Revelation.
20 minutes left. Do we want to try to even have the conversation with Mr. Fix, or do we want to save
that's
that
going
for
to take
next?
longer.
Okay.
This is, I would leave this as a wrap up, talk what you want session, best, closure. dialogue. Tell me what you guys' thoughts are.
What kind of closure? Sorry, it's fine.
Well, how does Azrael feel about it?
Oh, this was easily my favorite session in LOL.
I didn't expect.
I have to say, like, I mean, personally speaking, I didn't expect to have lost that much time. I expected only maybe 6 months, but I mean, 10 to 15 years is
huge.
Significant.
Keep in mind that as a player, I have been planning having that discussion back and forth for 4 sessions. This is the first time it was actually able to happen because of combat and other issues.
Yeah.
Dog dealing with the damn dogs, having to do all the shit that we had to deal with the train. And I figured, hey, wait, this is perfect. Nobody's driving. No, and that wasn't a fault on you, but
sure.
That was we all were able to be sitting having a conversation while somebody else was getting us where we were going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
3 months for me is nothing as far as I'm concerned. 5 years of Zed's, 15 years of you.
So
that would make your chronological age substantially older than my character is.
Yeah.
So my out of character, like my actual, so the age that I thought I was like roughly, what is it, like 50 something?
You said you're mid-late 40s, early 50s. Remember exactly what you said.
I mean, yeah, I said I was that, but then like hearing this, I'm like,
oh yeah.
Time,
that's your biological
time perspective, yes.
I'm into 60.
But your biological age isn't. But yeah.
And that's the difference. Biological age versus chronological age. You were born in a certain date and you're in your 60s at this point for that. Biologically, you're still probably going to be late 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, biologically you have not aged.
My character was also in his early 50s already by the time this was going on. By the time he decided to break away from Life Tech, he was in his middle 40s. Decided he couldn't deal with that shit anymore.
So technically, I am biologically, I'm chronologically older, but biologically younger.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
That's wild.
Welcome to sci-fi, cyberpunk, all the things.
So you know how like there's the video game like Assassin's Creed Revelations. This should be like so, and people like call it AC Revelations. This should be CDPR or like CPR Revelations.
Apogee Revelations.
Yeah, something like that.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it.
Seriously, this was great. Thank you again.
How do you guys feel about it?
Oh, this was a great session.
This was fun.
Insane.
And Shade learned a lot.
Indeed.
Learned a lot of backstory.
Well,
revealing none.
I'm interested in learning more about Shade, that's for sure.
I am too, yeah.
Keep this in mind.
We have a little bit of time. Does Shade want to go into any of his?
No, Shade wouldn't volunteer anything. At all, pretty much.
He seems pretty secretive.
Everything that's come out as like a reaction to something else, or like revealing that he doesn't know shit about net running or any of that. His opinion of AI was what he'd been told in the gangs.
Yep.
And then the only thing I really know about him at this part is the simple fact that he's got a friend that the smokers have nabbed up, and I figured when we get that friend back is the easiest time frame to be able to try to learn as much as I can about who and where they're from.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Did anything else from you?
Not right now. I think I'm good.
It was definitely an intriguing session. I had no idea it would go this route. Welcome to being a GM.
That's the best part about these kind of games, though, is that you can have your best laid plans for exactly what's going to happen. Something goes completely sideways on that, and it's still an amazing session if you just roll with it the way you guys did, the way we all did. That's one of the things I love about this kind of game.
Indeed. Particularly this game and Vampire are the ones that I think are most conducive to.
Yeah, the narrative aspect of being able to actually just tell a story rather than railroading a story, because that's not fun.
Best thing, I have certain things in the world that I've thought out and planned, like how you're going to visit, how you get there, what you do. Those I leave up to you guys. I want you guys to build the story. It's a cooperative thing. I deal with the world, you guys run your characters in it. We react to each other.
Yep. I still can't wait to get back to Night City where I actually know people and have contacts. Yeah. Because I'm in the as far as I'm concerned, I'm out here in the hinterland boonies right now.
Yep.
With no information. And the other thing that I do have to say is that with the information I just learned, I'm not going to share any of that shit with my contacts because I don't trust them well enough to share what I just found out is what's in Zed's head.
Some of what you just got is stuff that literally will get a mark put on you, kill on sight.
Yep. Yeah, it's chaos sight on everyone involved, anyone who even has a hint of what's going on here.
Oh, by the way, your contact you gave it to, that let it leak that you knew, that got a K on sight on you, they also got K on sight. Yeah, everyone you're connected to, even if it's remotely hypothesized that they may possibly have heard something, is a kill on sight. Yep. You want to see the 5th corporate war break out?
We have the information to do that right now.
We
absolutely have the information.
You would make Arasaka right and Militech both show up in Night City again, and it literally would be every corp for itself fighting, kill you all, take what you know, all of
it.
Take what's
raid.
Yeah.
Life tag.
Yeah. It would be absolute world war. You literally have.
Let's not.
No. Let's figure out how. Look, let's figure out how to navigate this landmine without stepping on any of them. Get Blue loose for whatever it is that we need her to be doing safely. Personally, I'm of the opinion that we need to upload her to NetWatch so that she can run that aspect because she'd probably be better at it than those fucking corrupt bastards. But regardless, this is bad and very good all at the same time.
Bad and good, yeah.
Well, and you've been having this in your head since what, session 5?
No.
Not all
I'll say like 2/3 of the way through chapter 1.
Okay, about 2/3 of the way through chapter 1. Okay. Mm-hmm. Because I remember watching that episode not while you guys were actually running. I checked the VOD on it and watched it later and thought that that's exactly what had happened, but confirmation is a nice thing.
Yep.
And it came out nicely today. It was fun to have it stumble into Zid's speech accidentally. That was really fun. I enjoyed it.
That was almost that was more painful than when
more painful when that AI download shit.
So, like, I'm the rookie of all the people that have participated in this campaign, and tonight was like one of the first nights where I felt like comfortable, like doing a lot of like the role playing. Like I felt like I was
awesome, man.
Felt like I leveled up, quote unquote, like in an IRL standpoint of like role playing. So that was really good. And then of course it always helps. The caffeine helps. So, but no, I had a really good time tonight.
Thanks, man.
Good.
You're doing awesome.
Thank you.
All right. So next week Mr. Fix, and hopefully he's got a fix for this fucking problem.
Do we need to accommodate any of our role play or any of our time allocation for next week to properly wrap up before we go to Christmas break? Or do you just want to do what we've been doing and just play it loose but then have a however long it is break? What's your preference on
2 weeks? We're gonna have a 2 week break.
It's 2 weeks, yeah.
So not next week. So next week we're on.
Right.
Okay.
But then after that,
next week, my plan, yours are, is we finalize all the plans for train assault.
Okay.
Get everything finalized, do any role-playing stuff, get any equipment, any of that sort of stuff. And then January 6th, hopefully I'll be able to get the train all built by then, and we actually can initiate the actual assault. That whole thing, dealing with a combat train, is probably going to be sessions, depending on how quick you guys go.
At least one full session of nothing but on the train.
Yeah,
is kind of what I was thinking. And dealing with getting attached to boarding, all of that's going to be more than that.
That's what I was saying. At least one session on the train, if not two. Yeah. That's kind of that's kind of what I'm thinking, because that is a major thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's not just a car.
It's basically the climax of chapter 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally going to have to go through this train car by car, dealing with obstacles, traps, threats, hostiles, clearing.
You know what my thoughts is if we do this right? Car by car, but as we move to the next car, we're unhooking the car behind us and off it goes. There will be no retreat.
Yeah, 100.
That's not a bad idea.
That way nobody can also circle around behind us somehow.
I mean, that's the scorched earth strategy, and I like that very much.
Well, it also leaves a trail of loot for the nomads to collect up.
To come along and gather.
And then
if you let the nomads know that's your plan, they will absolutely rally up crews to strike and clean up after you.
And then
you will definitely get a share of the loot. They're not going to ignore the work you put in.
Okay. Yeah. Not to mention,
they probably aren't going to drop 100,000 eddies on you cash. What they're going to say is, you're part of the nations. If you need stuff, you talk to our contact, and we'll get you what you need at good rates.
Yes, and that's key though. Is the moment that we can actually be considered either part of, maybe not 100% family, but enough to be considered part of the nation, is all it takes to be able to get what we need from the nomads whenever we need it. And guys, with what we
maybe even take some bikes and moto.
With what we just learned tonight, we are absolutely going to need those supplies moving forward.
Especially once we free Blue and let her do her thing.
It's going to be a little while before that. But we will see. It's been a pleasure to game with you, everybody. Thank you, all of you, for setting aside time to come and play, being awesome role players, and being a pleasure to play with. Thank you, DM, as always, for organizing this, writing it all of the stuff that goes in that doesn't normally, or doesn't often get recognized. We recognize you. We recognized all of your work. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
viewers,
blast.
Be sure to join us next week, where we have them meet up with Tact and finish their plans and collecting their gear and actually assault the train. January, we're going to actually begin the assault. See just how many more sessions we have before they can make it to Night City. Sure, join us for that. See you guys.
I'm guessing 3.
We'll see.